What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Deadly Friends Show. As you guys can see, Adam has transformed and he's not here. But we are joined by a great guest. I do want to introduce you to Maurice, the music. How you doing, man?
I'm great, man. Today's a beautiful day. I'm out here in Austin, Texas.
It is a beautiful day.
Yeah.
You're out here for South by, right?
That's correct. Yeah, I came out here for the rest of the month.
Awesome, yeah. Is this your first time being down here for South by?
It's my first time in Austin, Texas.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, welcome. What do you think so far?
It's a beautiful city, man. You know, my only problem is with the police and the public officials.
Right.
You know, other than that, I'm having a wonderful time.
Yeah, so you are a street performer, right? That's what
Correct.
the title that you would call. And you travel around the world, or the country at least right now, and you are driving a giant SUV that's parked back here. Now, I do have a question about the SUV. So I've seen a lot of your Instagram posts, and it always kind of seems like you have a different one. Do you have multiple SUVs? Or
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's badass, man. So, all right, where are you stationed out of, and where are you keeping all these big machines?
New Orleans.
New Orleans? What is your origin? So where were you born? What is, tell me a little bit about your coming up.
So, I was actually born in Haiti, brought over to South Carolina by some adoption people, and ended up bouncing around in foster care till I was 18. And
wow.
when I signed out of foster care,
Yeah.
I did a lot of traveling, and I went a lot of different places. And I made my way down to New Orleans, and with the last bit of money that I had, I spent it on equipment to be able to play out on the streets of New Orleans.
That's awesome.
And it just grew and grew and grew and grew. So
Awesome.
and then I started traveling around during COVID because people weren't really coming to New Orleans. So I was like, where do everybody go? Gas stations. So I started going to gas stations in different states all over the country. And it fruited some very nice things. But
That's awesome, man. So are you comfortable talking about a little bit of your upbringing, like foster care and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. So I find it quite remarkable that you're able to find a spot, get out there, and just start performing in front of anybody. Like, it doesn't matter who they are, how many people there are. I think that's remarkable. Do you think that your upbringing in foster care and sort of having to go from like home to home, or like meeting new people at a time, gave you that ability to be able to do that, or is that just something natural to you?
Actually a little bit of both. So in one of my foster homes, it was in Lower South Carolina with some old ass white folks. Can I curse on you?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, some old ass white folks. And they pretty much just like let me do whatever I wanted to do. You know, they didn't really give a shit what I did. So one of the things that I used to do was I'd take my guitar, and this was like country South Carolina where like people ride horses to the gas station.
Yeah.
And so I used to just sit outside the little gas station. It was a one pump gas station. And I'd play my guitar, and I'd have like a little bucket, not really a bucket, but like a little crate. And people would throw money in it. And that's really where I got the idea from. So when I turned 18 and I went to New Orleans, and I was doing this when I was like 13, 14.
Yeah.
So when I turned 18 and I went to New Orleans, I was like, you know what, it's just what I'm gonna do.
Awesome. Do you so moving, like, having different foster families and stuff like that, we'll get into a little bit of your later journey, because I know, for instance, you were on American Idol and things such as that, and in that you had mentioned a gentleman by the name of Curtis.
Yeah.
Right? So do you still keep in touch with a lot of the foster families that you've been with, or is like there one that you really mainly kind of hold it down with?
No, I keep in touch with not all of them, but not even the majority, but most of them. But Curtis, he was the last foster home I was in.
Yeah. That was when you turned 18 and you were there through that?
Yeah, he got me when I was 16, and he actually met me when I was in juvie.
Interesting.
Yeah. So he would come to juvie to visit me, and then when I got out, he took me in. He didn't adopt me, but he was my foster parent for the remainder of my time.
Yeah, and I remember you saying, you had never gotten a chance to feel like what it was like to have a dad or anything. So he's like the father figure in your life, you would say?
Yeah, not knowing my actually, I can't even say that no more. I just found out who my real people are, but
Really?
I'll get to that later.
Yeah, sure.
But not knowing who my real dad was at the time, I had my picks. I could say I had a lot of dads actually growing up. So, and the guy I picked to call, my dad was Curtis. He did things for me that I can never pay him for.
And
so.
he was a band director, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So is that where you started getting into music, or have you kind of always done music since you were a small kid, or did you start when you were 16?
Yeah, no, I started when I was 6.
Wow, really?
That's when I started singing.
Yeah.
I was a musician all my life, but I started when I was 6.
Dude, and that's one thing too that's incredible is your voice, man. Like, to be completely honest with you, I was walking from down the other side of the street and I heard you, and I would have never expected, you know, to pull up and then see you there. It's like, I was like, no way. I thought it was like a live, or I thought it was a recording of a pre-recorded thing. Like, your vocals live sound mastered, mixed and mastered, like perfect off the jump, sort of. Like,
I appreciate
you got
it.
natural talent, man. That is like, I haven't seen it on a lot of street performers around here. And another thing with that is, you honestly, I think, have it, if that's quote unquote what I can say. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I reckon.
I see a lot of people who perform on the streets down here. They don't gain the people stopping and taking pictures. They don't gain the amount of time. I would say that your retention rate, as far as people coming to watch, to supporting you and, you know, delivering you a tip or something like that, is like 80%. Like, genuinely speaking, I was sitting here yesterday and 80% of the people who walked by stopped and then left you something, or
Wow.
they appreciated it. They pulled out their phone. They started taking pictures, man. And
That's
I
cool.
think it's because it's just sort of natural to see you have it, whatever it is. And
Whatever
even,
it is.
and like, talking to some of the people inside, they're like, I don't know what it is about him, but like, I like him so much. Just, we haven't even talked to you. You know, we heard you sing, but you say it enough in the soul that you provide when you're performing, man. It's quite remarkable.
Man,
just
I
wanna give you
appreciate
props
it,
on
man.
that.
I honestly, like, people say like all kinds of things, and honestly, when I'm singing, I just try to make the music sound as like original as it does to like you with headphones on. That's like my goal,
Yeah.
you know. And like, I know it's covers and it's not my music, but like I treat it like as if it were my own.
Right.
And I don't know, I just love doing it, man.
Sure.
Honestly.
Well, I mean, speaking of covers, so you perform, like, for instance, I'll be completely honest with you. I was not a country music fan. I never really listened to country music that much. But last night I was driving home and I downloaded Whiskey Glasses by Morgan Wallen, because I heard you perform that,
Oh
dog,
my
and I
God.
couldn't get it out of my head. The whole shift, I'm standing in there and I'm walking around like, I'm gonna need some whiskey. I'm like, dude, it's a great song, man. And I think that it's really cool that, like, I've seen so many country artists before, and I never thought, oh, I like this genre enough to, I'm now a fan. But seeing you perform one cover of it live on the side of the road over here, now I'm like, damn, I like this guy. When did you choose country? Like, when was country what you were gonna, want to be a musician in?
Completely honest, my first day in New Orleans, just singing country alone, I made like $800.
Wow.
And I'm like, I'm never stopping this.
Yeah.
But not just that, you know, I grew up in South Carolina, and like, that's as country as you can get, in my opinion. It's in the name, South Carolina.
Right, I agree.
But I grew up on the beach, and being in foster care in so many different families, I got to experience so many different types of country. You know, I grew up in the beach. I grew up like inland in the actual country. I grew up in a quote unquote big city, the capital, Columbia. But man, what are you?
Hey, you mind introducing the dogs, because they're kind of a big aspect of your street performance here.
Yeah,
I know this guy's name over here because he sits on your guitar. His full name is Charcoal,
Yeah.
but he goes by Cole, right?
Yeah.
And then, hey, how you doing, buddy? Handshake. And what's his name?
That's Gator.
Gator?
Yeah,
Gator
like
and Cole.
alligator.
Alligator and Cole. That is badass. So, when did he start sitting on your guitar? Like, what was the?
So they actually
This
fight
and that.
all the time.
Yeah.
And one day I just picked him up mid-performance and put him on my guitar.
He just chilled.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Yeah, he felt the vibrations. I always say, because
Yeah.
like, obviously, I mean, I hang out with a lot of
Look,
people
look.
who. Oh my gosh, they're so cute.
Yeah, I told you, they
No.
fight all the time.
He's a studio dog, or dog. I feel like some animals are in the same way. Whoops. No, good man. In the same way that some humans are more musically inclined, I think that some animals feel that too. So perhaps maybe the vibrations from the guitar. He's like, he knows that's his daddy playing that. Oh my gosh.
Sorry, dude.
Dude, don't even sweat it. I love that. Gator. He's living up to the name, man. He just bit the wind cover off that jump. I love it.
Puppy, man. I'm sorry, bro.
No, it's okay, man. But I do want to go into a little bit of like what you've been able to accomplish. So you were on American Idol.
Correct.
Tell me a little bit about the steps to get to there and how they found you and the audition process, all that kind of stuff. I'm very intrigued by that.
So I actually skipped a few steps just by, universal luck. So as you know, I'm a fan of old trucks.
Mhm.
One of the old trucks I have is a 91 C3500
Nice.
flatbed.
Yeah.
And so that's the truck I drove from New Orleans to Boulder, Colorado. That's like almost 2,000 miles, like 1,700
Yeah.
or something like that, 17 hours. And it took me so much time to get there, dude. Like breakdowns, all kinds of other crazy shit. Like, and literally the day I got there, the first thing I did was set up to perform.
Yeah.
And I think my second song in, the freaking one of the top producers for American Idol would just happen to be vacationing in Boulder.
Wow.
Yeah. So all that time it took me to get there, and all those journeys, all those little situations I got into, it all literally led up to that exact that exact moment.
No.
And so I'm sitting there on my second song, tired of shit, and she walks up to me and she's like, hey, I'm one of the producers for American Idol, and I want you to send us a video of you singing. And I said, all right, of course. So I did that, and then I had a virtual interview. And after that, I got an email that said that things were still being finalized, but I had the possibility of going out to California.
Wow.
And then I got the email that I was being chosen to go out to California. And so I get out there. It's beautiful. They set us up. Like, I still didn't really believe it was true until, like, I'm in front of Luke Bryan and Katy Perry.
Right.
And Lionel Richie. But
what was that like? What was that? Were you nervous, or were you kind of confident
course,
in your
man.
ability? Yeah.
I was both, man. I was confident in myself, and I wasn't really nervous. I was just a little.
Right.
That's all I really sing is Luke Bryan.
Right. That's what I had seen.
Yeah,
you
I don't
jump
even
with
know a
it. Yeah.
freaking Katy Perry song. But and I do know some Lionel Richie.
Right.
But yeah, so I was a little, not starstruck, but you know, in awe a little.
Oh, I
bit.
can imagine so, and especially like you said, you play a lot of Luke Bryan. You had mentioned in there you make your most money off of Luke Bryan songs. Was that true, or were you
Yeah.
just kind of like
Nah, that's
spin
not
game
true.
to him? Yeah,
Nah.
I figured.
He's second now. He was
Yeah.
second before I started singing. He was first before I started singing Morgan Wallen.
Yeah.
But Morgan Wallen, man, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
You got to be with the Illuminati or something, bro.
Well, bro, and you said so going into the audition, it was sort of like luck or whatever. But moving on to the next topic, this is where I think that you have that it factor that I was talking about. I don't think that a lot of your life is luck more than it's supposed to happen the way it's happening, because you've gotten the opportunity to perform with Morgan Wallen, right?
Yeah.
So you were posting TikToks and stuff like that, right? And that's how he found you. Can you kind of go into like how you guys got into contact and then setting up you coming on and being able to perform with him and all that?
So, just like I said, one of those, not really luck, but I'm a very big believer in synchronicities, man.
Okay.
And spiritually, I think like the universe guides the shit out of me.
Yeah.
So it was like a Tuesday. I didn't even want to perform, bro. I was in New Orleans. I woke up late, but I got out there. Nobody was out there, and I started singing again, like my third, fourth song. This lady walks up to me, and she took a little video, and it was of me and Cole on top of the truck singing "The Way I Talk" by Morgan Wallen.
Mm-hmm.
And she walks up to me. She's like, "Hey, my husband writes with Morgan Wallen," and people say shit like that to me all the time.
Right.
So I didn't really take it for a grain of salt. And then she sent me the video because I asked everybody to do that all the time.
Yeah.
So she sent me the video, and I think maybe 30 to 40 minutes later, she sent me a screenshot of the video in a group chat with like the names Hardy, Ernest, Morgan Wallen,
Wow.
and somebody else.
Yeah, yeah.
But possibly her husband. But all the comments were positive, you know, like
Right.
really cool. And I was just like, that could be faked.
Yeah.
I'm like,
easily.
who's out here just taking time to fake shit?
Exactly.
But so that weekend, I was like, maybe something cool happened. So I took the weekend off. And I went to Houston, and I was just chilling out in Houston for a little bit. And turns out I got a call from this guy named JJ, and I looked on Instagram, and the first picture I saw of JJ was with Morgan Wallen.
Nice.
So I was like, yeah, there's got to be some cool shit. So after that happened, that's when I went to Houston. I just took a little time off. And yeah, he called me, and then he told me that Morgan Wallen saw the video, and he wanted to get me on stage with him. And long story short, they flew me out to, not flew me out, I'm sorry. They got me to Atlanta. I get to Atlanta, and I meet him. And man, he's just the coolest dude in the world.
So camera gave out a little bit. So if what you were just saying there like kind of went away, then I can put some video of you performing or something like that as like B-roll over top of it and get the story out there. When you went out onto that stage, that was that the biggest performance you've ever done in your life? Like the most amount of people and stuff like that? Was that nerve-wracking for you? Because
I couldn't breathe.
Do you have ambition to be a big-time artist, or do you like the hustle of, being a street performer and all of that?
It's a little bit of both, man. I wanna make it to where not even just me, but artists everywhere can just post up somewhere and put on a whole concert for folks in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, that's the kind of artist I want to be. I want to post a location and hundreds of thousands of people show up. Fuck arenas, man.
Yep.
Fuck venues and stuff like that. I want to just go in the woods or go into a big old field and 1,000, 10,000, 20,000 people show up.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. You know, and yes, whatever happens, happens. I believe in synchronicities, and I believe that, you know, my path has got it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so what's going to happen is happening.
Right. You obviously have gone out and made an entire business. So have you had to have a job at all since you started street performing, or is street performing your 100% income?
That's my 100% income.
Bro, that is absolutely incredible.
Nah, God is good, man.
Yeah.
God is good.
Absolutely. And so being always on the road and traveling and stuff like that, does that make having like relationships with other people a lot harder? Like, do you have like a core group of friends that you're always in contact with? Or?
Nope.
Nope. You're a solo dolo?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Have you tried to have relationships with people or anything like that?
Yeah, man. It's just there's so many. I literally have to like text 1,000 people a day. You know, I've met so many beautiful people along this journey, man. And if I was to try to keep up with every one of them, I'd spend 24 hours on my phone.
No, yeah, absolutely.
And I can't do that, you know. But at the end of the day, I know where they are, and they know that I appreciate them and that I love them. And you know, to whatever extent the relationship is.
I think you are the prime example of chasing your dreams. You're a dream chaser, and literally on the back of my laptop, you can't see it, but I have the words dream chaser in English and in Japanese. I don't know why I bought it like that, but when I saw it, I was like, I need that laptop, because like that's what I am. I'm a dream chaser. And so it's very admirable to see you fully doing it. You're setting up, you're going around, you're making a name for yourself. People walking by, they see you performing. They saw me setting up for this, for instance, and they're like, he's good, right? And I'm like, yeah, he's this and that. They're like, I know who he is. It's all good. Like, people are starting to know who you are, man. And what's the feeling of that? You have a pretty decent following, like on Instagram, for instance. You have a couple thousand, like not a couple. You have like almost 42,000 followers on Instagram right now, which in 2 years from now, I guarantee you it's going to be probably close to 1 million, or if not over 1 million by there. Is social media an outlet that you are focusing on, or is it just sort of like a byproduct of you being a street performer?
It is completely a byproduct of me being a street performer. I believe in the power of social media, but I also believe in the power of human contact.
Yeah.
And I definitely have a goal of visiting damn near every city in this country.
Yeah.
Damn near. You know, so one of these days I'm gonna be taking Texas tours and Dakota tours and Carolina tours and a California tour and a Florida tour. I'm literally gonna hit as many cities as I can before I die, bro.
That's awesome, man.
I'm gonna go to gas stations all over the country. I want to make it to where when I die, bro, people can play music everywhere all over the world.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Because the world needs so much more love, and music is love. You know, and you spread love through music. You know, and me playing country is just a little stepping stone. I'm just trying to, you know, put my little dent in racism. Mm-hmm. You know, that's all I'm trying to do with that. You know, it's not that I love country more so than anything else. You know, at heart, I'm an R&B guy.
Right.
But you know, it's bigger than me. You know, and at one point in my life, I was like, you know, fuck the world. You know, I'm gonna just live my life and I'm gonna die. But if I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something with my life. You know, God ain't gonna waste his time on me. So that's where I'm at with it. You know, so.
I love to hear that, man. That's absolutely incredible. And just from like one dreamer to another, man, I see so much potential in you, and like it's not even a question of whether you're gonna make it, it's just a matter of when and like how it's gonna come up. And the pop-up is already crazy. Like I said, you've had so many instances, Morgan Wallen, Elle King, American Idol, like you've done some really cool, crazy stuff. And like I said, you're not purposely actively trying to do it. It's just happening based off of the byproduct of what you're doing over there.
Yeah, that's
and what
fine.
you're doing is really, really good, man.
Yeah, man.
It's very impressive to see. So one thing I do want to talk about is sort of the situation that happened yesterday. You're out here, you've been out here performing at South by Southwest for, at that time yesterday, it was what, 4 days, and today's your 5th day out here? Or?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
I think today might be my 4th, or I don't know.
Regardless, I mean, you've been out there performing and people have been loving it. Our management has been incredibly happy with everything because people are coming in because they've heard you singing out there, or they were standing and they're like, oh, Fogo, let's go try it out, whatever. It's been a great time. Everybody's been enjoying it. But then out of nowhere, around 2 o'clock yesterday, the code enforcement and then a couple police officers rolled up on you and tried to, get you to stop and wanting to write you citations, all that kind of stuff. Is Austin the first time that you've run into problems with that, or have you run into problems with people trying to, knock you off and stuff like that?
Man, this has happened all over the country, but can I grab my phone?
Yeah, sure. You got it.
Hold the door. I want to record.
Yeah, I got you.
I want to record this part.
Yeah. They come and try to stop you and all that. Has that happened around the town or around countries before, or is Austin
Most
the place
definitely,
where
man.
happened?
So that's happened in almost every state that I've been to.
Really?
Yeah. The worst cases being in Colorado and I'll say Biloxi, Mississippi. Yeah, those two places. I've had, the police called on me a lot,
Yeah.
And it's really sad to say that, you're gonna call the police on a guy that's singing.
Spreading positivity.
Now, I don't want to just tell my side. I want to, say the full story, but the various reasons will be I'm on private property, too loud, or just plain out not allowed,
Yeah.
Won't be given any options, go on the street, go here, turn it down, nothing, just plain out not allowed. And there's sometimes that I try to put up as much opposition as I can because I want them to feel my pain. I want them to feel why this is wrong.
Right.
And I'm trying to get that message out. And I want people to know that, there are certain things that, I believe should be regulated.
Yeah.
But free speech through music isn't one of them.
Right. Absolutely. And the thing is about the situation that happened yesterday, man, this is the live music capital of the world. Like, Austin holds that name. And beyond that, this is South by Southwest. We are, this is where people come from all over the world, all over the country to showcase their artistry, showcase what they can do. And I haven't seen them have a problem with anybody else. I've seen tons of street performers all over the damn place. So it really frustrated me yesterday. It frustrated our management in here yesterday.
At the end of the day, one of these days I feel like I'm gonna be able to make a change. And
Yeah.
I got a message from a city council woman. She didn't even know what was going on. She just posted me because she saw me out here apparently. But I told her about the situation, man, and we're gonna be working to come to some kind of
Here in Austin?
resolving. Yeah,
Dude, wow.
a city council woman.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Was
man.
she saw you like yesterday when that was going down?
No,
No?
she didn't. She didn't see any of it.
Yeah.
But she just saw me singing,
Wow.
and she posted it like, and these are the people that make these ordinances.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to see what we can come to.
So what's your next stop after South by? Where are you going?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. That's kind of a cool life that you get to live though. You kind of get to just figure out wherever you want to go and just go and do it, huh?
Yeah, whenever I'm not on the road, I live in New Orleans.
Yeah.
But I've come this far, so I'm gonna go somewhere else west. I'm not sure yet though.
How much time do you take off in between doing gigs? Do you like go like a week on in one spot and then you kind of take a week off, or what's
week
your
or two.
schedule like? A week or two?
Yeah.
And then that's how much time you take off, or that's how much time you're on?
Both.
Both?
Yeah.
And so during a month, 30 days, how many days of those 30 days are you, working doing this, and how many days are you kind of just hanging out and experiencing life?
Probably 20 out of 30.
20 days you're working?
Yeah.
Bro, that is a great schedule to have. You've really set yourself up now to get to experience a lot of life that I feel like a lot of people don't get. And what you're doing might not seem like glamorous to people. Like I feel like a lot of like parents don't want their kids growing up to be traveling musicians and stuff like that. But you seem to have set your life up to let me rephrase this. A lot of people who like go to school and get a job, their main goal is to travel and to have the freedom to do what they want. You were 18, you said, I want to travel and I want to do what I want. So you picked up your guitar and you started doing it.
That's exactly what I did. And shout out to Chevy, because without a Chevy, I wouldn't have been going anywhere. Man, it's so easy to fix them trucks, man. And like the truck I got now, it's a 99 Suburban. So it's like a little old, little new.
Yeah.
But dude, I got a bed in there, a TV, a Xbox.
You got all that in
Wi-Fi.
that car?
Yeah, a shower.
Damn.
So man, when I'm in the woods sometimes, like in between, like going from state to state or something, I got these two dogs, I got my guitar, It's the best time in the world, dude. And I want to tell you my ultimate goal, man. I
Yeah.
just want to be able to take my truck anywhere in the country, set up, and sing to a bunch of thousands of people.
Yes, sir.
Simple as that, man. I don't need a whole bunch of money, you know.
Yeah.
People, this country made us to believe that we need things to be happy, man. We need each other to be happy. We need love to be happy. We need life to be happy.
Yep.
And, man, if we had more of that, we wouldn't be chasing freaking all these physical things, man.
Right.
It's crazy, but
It is.
that's what I want.
Well, man, do you have anything that you want people to find you on? You know, in socials, YouTube, albums, what you got?
All my socials are the same, man. Maurice the Music on Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff.
Maurice the Music. Put your Venmo tag too.
Oh, that's Tip Maurice.
Tip Maurice.
Yeah, at Tip Maurice.
At Tip Maurice.
And on Venmo, it's under business because sometimes it doesn't come up if you don't. You got to click on business.
Yeah. Well, I know if you guys are in the French Quarters, you're down in New Orleans, or pretty much any city eventually, you guys are going to see this guy. Look for a guy up on top of his truck with a dog on his guitar singing the most beautiful country music you've ever heard. Maurice, I want to say thank you very much, man, for sitting down with me and taking time out of your day. I know it's not easy to give up because this is probably, you know, so much money that you've lost just in
It's all good,
but
bro.
I know you're going to make it back, man, so I appreciate you, bro, but
Yeah, I
nothing
appreciate
but
you.
love, man. And
Hell yeah.
I hope to run into you again someday down the road.
Oh, you will.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you, brother.
I like these interviews, bro.
That dude, you're natural, man. You're absolutely. Can you hit that red button real fast just so it stops?